A terrific battle at the NCAA National Championships. The Florida Gators answering Ahmed Hafnaoui last night in the 500 free, and then the brilliance of Josh Liendo, his second individual title as he takes the 53. And the Gators are threatening, but Texas still has one of the best in Hubert Koch, and he gives the Longhorns a slight edge heading into this final night. Longhorns and Gators battling for the team national championship. ESPN presents the 2026 Division I Men's Swimming and Diving Championships as we come back for the final night, 2 weekends of national championship swimming and diving on the Georgia Tech campus. And inside the Macaulay Aquatic Center, this final night will determine not just individual champions, but the team champion as well. It's also the final night of this new format that's been now fully tested through 2 national championships. No consolation finals. The relays are a timed finals event. Diving is broken up into 2 parts, and there has been a reordering of events. And so tonight's schedule will start with the 200 IM and the 100 free. Then we move to the diving well to the platform in 2 sections in between the 200 fly and the 200 back. And then the last event of these national championships, the 400 free relay. Will the team battle come down to that thrilling race? And welcome inside the pool with Cynthia Potter, Rowdy Gaines, Ted Robinson. Here we are, the final night of this team competition. Unlike the women last week, we actually have a race on Saturday night, Rowdy.
You're absolutely right, Ted. Florida is really making this very interesting in a lot of different ways. They had a great morning this morning, heading into this final night tonight. And it's funny because Florida and Texas have the 2 biggest stars by far. You start with Florida. Josh Liendo is going for his 3rd victory in the 100-yard freestyle. Could drop under 40 seconds again. And then maybe the swimmer of the meet is Hubert Koch. He has broken the record in the 100 back, destroyed 43 seconds. Now he goes to break on 134, first time that would ever happen in the 200 backstroke. It could be a crazy night of action.
And tonight, of course, diving goes to the platform, which was always entertaining. And Cynthia, even that has a little bit of impact on this team race.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Florida once again. They have the top qualifier, and they've already scored 42 points in diving. So they're going to total more than 50 points in diving, and that's a big contribution.
All right, Florida and Texas head-to-head tonight for the team national title. We're going to start, though, with a race that will feature one of the best blooming freshmen we've seen in these championships, Maximus Williamson of Virginia. Elizabeth Beisels with his coach, Todd DeSorbo.
Todd, you obviously have Max in this upcoming 200 IM, but the entire men's team this meet has been on fire. What's the biggest difference that you've seen over this past year?
I mean, it's just a bunch of guys that are on a mission, and they set out with some big goals at the beginning of the year, and they've just done a really great job and stayed focused and drowned out a lot of the noise that's been around our program, and they came in with a chip on their shoulder. They've been doing fantastic.
Yeah. What does Max have to do tonight to be able to be in the mix and win?
Got to go fast.
Fair enough.
He just got to stay composed, not worry about what's going on around him. His strength is going to be the freestyle, so he's just got to be within striking distance at the end.
Yeah. Best of luck, Todd. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
The 200 IM, NCAA record set 3 years ago at the Nationals by Leon Marchand. The American record set 2 years ago at the National Championships by Cal's Destin Lasco. And this is a race in which the defending champion, Hubert Koch, is not participating. Again, part of the reordering of events. And we have an interesting field. It's basically 3 schools represented. North Carolina State will have 2 swimmers. Arsenio Bustos was 4th in this final 2 years ago. Junior Daniel Deal will swim in lane 1. There are 3 Hoosiers. And we have had pretty good appearances. This is the 3rd final for freshman Josh Bay. 7th in the 4 IM and 2nd in the 200 breast. The first final for Indiana freshman Noah Chucker, a Long Island native. There are two Texas swimmers in the final. Baylor Nelson, senior, he was 8th in this final 2 years ago.
And swimming for Texas A&M, yeah, back then, now a Longhorn.
Yeah, Will Modglin makes this final. 4th in the 100 back, 8th in the 100 breast.
Great front half. Good breaststroker too.
Well, this is the story that kind of grabbed us. Maximus Williamson won the 200 free, swimming for Virginia from Keller, Texas.
Saw his parents outside last night. So excited.
And Owen McDonald from Indiana gets lane 4 fastest prelim time. And this is his 3rd straight final. He was 2nd 2 years ago, 3rd last year.
Sure seems like he's due, doesn't it? But Williamson's going to be, and when you talk about Todd DeSorbo and what he said, it was very interesting. If he's there with 50 yards to go, he's going to win this race. He's so good in the free. Obviously, won that 200 freestyle. He's going to be tough to beat if he's close. Now, this guy's a Big Ten champ for a reason, and he's been there. That's the difference as well, because he is a senior. Williamson is just a freshman. He's got 4 solid strokes, and like I said, he's due. 3rd 1 year, you said, 2nd another year. I mean, he wants this bad. And then look at Indiana, Ted. I mean, I can't say enough about what Ray Lewis has done to get this team ready to go. 2 freshmen. Their time will come. I don't think they can win this, but their time will come.
We'll repeat the theme. This has been an amazing performance for Indiana to be 3rd in the team standings without any contribution from diving.
It really is incredible.
There are the points. Our finals: 3 from Indiana, 2 from Texas, 2 from NC State, and Williamson.
No Gators in this. Take your marks. Talk about this duel between Florida and Texas. This will give Texas a big head start into this last evening.
Texas already has 9th and 14th place points as well in this event. So they're going to 4 swimmers score.
Watch McDonald. He will go out fast. He knows he has to go out fast. First 100, he might be a second ahead of the field. He was a second this morning in the preliminary, so you know he's going to have to get out there. He's got a solid breaststroke. Not great, but solid. But he's got to have a lead on Williamson. Ted, he right above McDonald in lane number 5. You see that white cap there? There is Williamson, just kind of hanging in there. He's 3rd, and he's about 7/10 of a second behind McDonald. A little closer than he was this morning. Got a little bit better of a breaststroke than McDonald. They're basically a toss-up on the breaststroke. I think it's shaping up, Ted, again, to be these 2 guys up front, lanes 4 and lanes 5.
Baylor Nelson in 6 of Texas pushing right now. He's 3rd. So here we go to the last 50. Let's see if the Williamson free wins it.
Well, that's exactly where he needed to be. 4/10 down. He's got him in sight. He outsplit him this morning by 5/10. And 4/10 ends up into a lead now.
McDonald had a 4/10 lead as they come home. Right to the wall. This is going to be interesting, and it is Williamson by 9/100ths. McDonald 2nd, Nelson of Texas 3rd.
Let's go, boys! Let's go, boys!
Let's go, boys!
Come on, baby! Let's go!
Let's go, boys! Let's go, Hoos! Wow, what a race. What a great race, though, wasn't it, Ted? I mean, 23-7 on the end. Here's the halfway point. You think for a second, wow, McDonald's got it all under control. Right above him, though, he's just lurking, you know? He's right there in the shadows. He's not right there yet, but on the breaststroke, he outsplit McDonald by about 2/10, which put him back in the game, and that's what he needed. He turned right there, he goes, you know what? I'm a half body length down. I got this. I go to my freestyle. That's what he did, but McDonald was tough all the way. You give it to McDonald because he hung in there. I thought he was going to go flying by McDonald, but he didn't. Only by 9/100ths of a second. Both of them, great race.
And how about that? A freshman from Texas swimming for Virginia, and he has won 2 individual national championships. You see Indiana's Owen McDonald gets second, Texas gets third and fourth. But let's hear from Maximus with Elizabeth.
Maximus, if I told you before this meet that you were going to be leaving a 2-time national champion with another PB, would you have believed me?
A little bit, but you know, I came in here, I worked so hard all year, and I just couldn't have done it without my teammates. I mean, they pushed me every step of the way. Todd and Tyler, they have so much energy on the pool deck every day in practice. I wouldn't have been able to done it without any of them, and I'm just so thankful.
Yeah. I want to talk about your back half. You were so patient and calm that first 100. Talk to me through that second 100 where you really pushed through.
That was kind of my strategy going into the race, because I know I have a great last 50, and I just try to keep it within half a body length at the 150. And I knew that I worked so hard all year, so I'd be able to close, and just relying on that training really helps.
Well, Maximus, you are now a national champion again, this time in the 200 IM. Ladies and gentlemen, your national champion, Maximus Williamson.
I love this, Rowdy, because you can hear how hard the IM is.
Yeah.
When you hear that winner trying to catch his breath.
Oh, no doubt about that.
Maximus Williamson, what a freshman national championship. 2 wins for Virginia. The Elite Scholar Athlete Award presented to the student athlete with the highest cumulative GPA participating at the finals site for each NCAA championship. Johnny Kulo from Arizona State, the recipient here, a 4.0 GPA in microbiology. Bravo. Well, Texas had 4 swimmers score in the 200 IM. Florida, none. Look what that did to the standings.
Yeah, it made a big difference. Florida's not done yet, though. They've got a couple tricks up their sleeve.
Well, we're going to see one coming up in the 100 free because he put down some race last night in the 50 free.
Start by Leandro as well. That's trouble for the rest of the field. When you get that start and you get out right there at the 50. Caribe was first, but 5/100ths behind was Leandro.
Here comes Leandro and Caribe, and it is Leandro. Leandro by 13/100ths. And the Gators, who've been loud and proud during these men's championships, going to be the same way as you see the records in the 100 free. Jordan Crooks last year in the NCAA championships. Caleb Dressel 8 years ago. Brendan Whitfield, Virginia Tech Junior from Lynchburg, Virginia. He won the ACC last month.
8 to 41-1. That's so fast.
Yep. Arizona sophomore, Lithuanian Tomas Lukminas. Di Caribe, second 2 years ago, third last year. And Leandro's still here.
So fastest performer in history, Ted, in this event.
Johnny Kulo. Johnny Kulo's been on 2 relay winning teams for Arizona, the 200 medley and the 200 free.
Been money on relays for Arizona State.
Colorado Springs, North Carolina State junior Quentin McCarty. He was third in the ACCs. Well, Josh Leandro trying to win his third individual title in these national championships and a three-peat in the 100 free. Of swimmers in his way. Yara Rebar, the junior from LSU, was in the finals last year, placing 7th.
Look at a little revenge here going on. DQ'd in the 50 would have been a big factor there. And now comes to the 100.
Rebar won the SECs. Now this is fascinating. What a swim in the prelims to earn pit sophomore Julian Cope, lane 4, a native of Dubai in the UAE. See 4th in the 100 free, but smashed his lifetime best in the prelims, Rowdy.
Yeah, he won his best time by 0.7 of a second in 100 free from a month apart. That is huge. And now he looks at himself as the top qualifier as a sophomore, and he's got some speed around him, including the guy right next to him going for a three-peat in the 100 freestyle. Unbelievable what he's been able to do during his brilliant career. This would be his 10th title. Only 3 swimmers in history have ever broken 40 seconds, Ted, and he's one of them. And if you think of the other 2, Jordan Crooks and Caleb Russell, that's quite the company. One of the greatest collegiate swimmers in history has a chance to make a little bit more right now.
The individual goals there for Leandro. The team goal, very important. Texas, no swimmers in this final. They did place a 14th place, so Texas will get only 3 points in this race.
Yeah, and Leandro really has nowhere to go but up. There's no way this kid finishing 3rd here.
Take your marks.
Great start toward the top. Kariba, he is so good off the block. And he's a guy that is one of those 4 of the 8 fastest swimmers in history are in this event. Big time speed.
But look at what Leandro still went out, 8.93.
Oh, watch his 50. Watch this guy's 50. Holy smokes. 18.8. That is the fastest split in history right now. At the 50, 18.8 of the feet. Come on, man.
Now, come on, Josh Leandro. A push at the top by Karibe, but it's Leandro for the 3-peat.
And he's under again.
39.91, his fastest. Only the 4th swim under 40, and he has 2 of them.
That's my shit.
What a performance. And he keeps the Gators' hopes alive.
18.8, Ted. If you don't know times, and I'm assuming most of our audience does, just trust me how fast that is. That's Leandro, lane 3. He's always solid. I don't want to say spectacular off the blocks as far as reaction time, but he is sensational on the breakout. Here's the 50 turn. Remember, he's turning over on his feet. If he would have touched, he's 18.2. That's just insane to me, right? I mean, and then he's just off to the races after that. He's 8.9, as you said, 9.9, 10.4, 10.5. He outsplit everybody in the field on each one of those 25.
Rowdy, was astounding. You talked about what a great start Karibe had, and Leandro got to the wall first.
I know. He's the swimmer of the meet. I mean, he really is. You win 3 events, you're the swimmer of the meet, my man.
And a 3-peat here for Coach Anthony Nesti's Gators. And again, they have a gap, no doubt, but they're still alive.
It'll help. It'll help tremendously.
With the 20 points Leandro earns for winning this. All right. Elizabeth, do you have anything you haven't asked Leandro yet?
Josh, best time, 4 in a row, and your 10th individual title. That is tied for the 2nd most ever. Under 40. Do you even have words for this right now?
No, I mean, I just love it. That's my last individual swim. Just want to have a good one, went out for it, have fun racing those boys, and that's it, yeah.
With this being your last individual swim ever as a Gator, can you sum up what the last 4 years have done for you? Maybe not as an athlete, but as a person.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things about being in Florida is I grew more as a person, way more than I grew as an athlete, so I'm just thankful for Coach Nessie for giving me the call to come be a Gator. You know, I'm thankful for all the staff, Irva, you know, Christina, everyone that's done, you know, helped me out this year. Tracy for the weight program, especially this year. So, yeah, I'm just super grateful to be in my position.
Josh, we are going to miss you on deck at NCAAs. You are one of the most iconic swimmers we've been able to watch. Congratulations, 4 in a row. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Liendo!
And that's proud Pops wearing that Gator hat proudly, and there you see it. And that time again, only the 4th swim under 40. Liendo has done it twice. He wins the 100 free for the 3rd straight year and gives Florida much needed first place points as they chase Texas. And now we're going to go to the diving well, to the platform for the first 3 rounds of the 10-meter final. And let's meet those finalists. Let's join Brittany Caldwell. Laurent Gosselin-Paradis from Montreal. Always love having a chance to speak those French names.
I love hearing you say them.
Freshman from Monterrey, Mexico, Emilio Trevino for Texas A&M. Joshua Tai from Alhambra, California, senior for Cal, making this platform final. From Victoria, British Columbia, LSU senior Carson Paul. Always strong Purdue diving program, and they have a diver, Tyler Wills, in this final, sophomore from Carmel, Indiana. It's always impressive to see somebody make all 3 finals. And Bennett Green of Tennessee has done that.
Super job.
And the top 2 in the prelims, Stanford sophomore Misha Andruk. He was in this final last year, placing 8th as a freshman. And the #1 score in the prelims from Florida, sophomore from Lara, Venezuela, Jesus Gonzalez. He was 2nd in the SECs on the platform. And again for Florida, chance to pick up much needed points with no Texas diver in this final. And so we're getting set. And Cynthia Potter, of course, is alongside as we have just seen Josh Liendo win yet another national title. And we'll see if his Gators can pick up more points on the platform. Proud Papa. You can see a couple of ways the team standings could be affected by this platform diving. No Texas points in this event. Florida has a diver in the finals to try to narrow the gap. And down to 6, Tennessee has a diver in this final. That should help them leap back into 5th. Take a look at Florida coach Brian Galuli. You see the records off the platform. Mick McCrory was a United States Olympian as well. Doing that college diving for Duke. And there is our dive order, Cynthia. We will see some divers again choose to go off lower platforms.
Yeah, we see 5 or 6 dives go off 5 meter and 7 meter. 5 meters the lowest platform you can choose to go off of. And of course 10 meters is the highest.
And we'll see if we get a surprise. We certainly had one in the 3 meter last night with Collier Dyer of Missouri, who was 6th in the prelims, winning the national title.
The adrenaline has been flowing in the diving well, and this could be what you all refer to a lot of times as the duel in the pool.
All right, we start with a handstand from Laurent Gosselin-Paradis of USC.
And he considers that his favorite dive and his best dive He was a gymnast growing up. He's been diving for a long time, but he was a gymnast, and that is an automatic for a gymnast, learning how to do an arm stand. And every diver in this contest must do an arm stand of some type. Great to start out and see any 8s on the board on your first dive.
Yep, good start at 72 points. Well, we have seen in international competition how much the country of Mexico likes diving. They produce a lot of acrobatic divers, and here's a 5-time national champ off the platform in Mexico, Emilio Trevino.
And you see, he's a slight build, but Jay LaRue, the coach at Texas A&M, told me he grew 4.5 inches.
Ooh.
From the time he was recruited until he got there as a freshman. Jay said he almost didn't recognize him when he came in as a freshman because he was so much taller. He starts out with a beautiful inward 3.5 somersault. It's so fun to see these guys dive in the final. They're full of power. They have balance, they have strength, they have equilibrium. They're just amazing. And the final, with all that adrenaline flowing, can produce some incredible high-scoring dives.
And as always, our reminder, from 10 meters in the air, that's 33 feet. That's 3 stories high. At impact, almost 35 miles an hour. Senior Joshua Tai of Cal.
We love to honor the seniors. They give so much. I think they receive a lot too from their schools, but they give so much. And Joshua Tai was 10th in this event last year. No, in 2024, he was 10th. So he's making the finals for the first time. Great accomplishment as a senior.
A lot of support from the Cal fans. There you go, 72 points. Got a 9, in fact.
Looking for those splashless entries, and these guys are very clean going in the water.
And here's the 3rd senior out of the 8 in this final, LSU's Carson Paul.
He has great lines, really pretty stretch and toe point. This dive doesn't quite make it all around to vertical going in the water. Let's see if we can see. Just can see that splash go more underneath the platform. That indicates that he didn't quite make the rotations.
Well, the state of Indiana is such strong diving, and it has been definitely off for Indiana this year. Purdue does get a diver here into the final with Tyler Wills.
17th place last year, so he's only a sophomore, but it is his first final also. There's only one finalist returning in this competition, and we'll see him in a couple of dives. The whole point of platform diving is to be able to do the dives off this solid surface and to have very good form in the air, and of course go in the water with straight lines vertically and not make a whole lot of splash. Remember, a vertical rip entry should be awarded 1 point more than exactly the same dive without a rip entry, and a rip entry is the splashless entry.
Sluggish getting the scores posted. And Tyler Wills, it's 79.2, best dive so far.
And that was indeed because of the high degree of difficulty. That's the highest one that we've seen in this round and that we will see, 3.6 degree of difficulty.
All right, to the 5-meter platform now for Bennett Green of Tennessee. Three straight days of diving, prelims and then finals. 1 meter, 3 meter, and now the tower.
nice dive. Very nice. If you're in every prelim and every final, you would expect to be tired by tonight, and a lot of them are, but because of the adrenaline and the environment at the NCAAs with swimmers and divers, and the stands being filled with family, fans, you don't feel as tired. There's Jane Figueredo in her first year at Tennessee.
And now Misha Andruk is the one diver back, 8th place last year as a Stanford freshman.
Oh, he misses that first dive slightly, and Patrick Jeffrey, in his 12th year at Stanford coaching, said, you know, he needs to get off to a good start. So we'll see if he can rebound after a bit of a mistake on this dive. His feet came apart in the twist, but the biggest mistake is the entry going past vertical and making a bunch of splash. That would be considered a bit of a miss.
He has high degree of difficulty coming up. Let's see where this ends up at 56. So that's the lowest scoring dive so far. And now the top scorer in the prelims, Florida sophomore Jesus Gonzalez. Up top.
He gets to go last because he had the highest score in the preliminaries. Excuse me. I get excited too. But that is considered a little bit of an advantage if you get to go last, like in many individual sports where you get the opportunity to see what you need coming into the last couple of dives if you're in position to win.
So Gonzalez's score ends round 1. Immediately, every diver getting a chance to go see video right away. On the screens, you can see one there in the center right of your picture, and you see 5 divers over 70 points in round 1.
Not unusual to see ties in the first round with the same degree of difficulty dives.
There's Patrick Jeffrey, the Stanford diving coach. Himself an Olympian, that rare thing, qualified on both the 3-meter and the platform in the Olympic Games.
2-time Olympian.
All right, Gosselin Paradis of USC starts round 2.
Tied for 3rd going into the 2nd round. Remember, they're going to do 3 dives right now, take a break. There'll be some swimming events, and then they'll get to do more warm-up and reset and come back and do their last 3 dives. And he is just so steady. This is his MO. Laurent Gosselin Paradis just gets 7s or above seemingly on every single dive.
Arm stand for Emilio Trevino.
The judges start judging the minute your feet leave the platform to press up into the arm stand. And he was a little shaky going up into it. We got to see what the judges are going to do with this. They might take off about a point for that arm stand being a little bit out of control. And then, of course, he was shy of the somersaults, 3 somersaults off his hands. So he has a couple of little mistakes.
Yeah, 3 6s end up being his scores. 3.2 dive for Joshua Tai.
I think diving was in his genes, so to speak. He had 2 sisters that were divers. And one of them dived at Cal also. Oh. Needed a little more, maybe umph adrenaline on that dive. An inward 3.5 somersault. just not quite cleaning up that entry, and it's hard to when you're not going in very vertically. That's a tough sell.
Well, we had good dives in round one, and so far no one in round two has been able to back it up.
Not quite yet.
So we get to Carson Paul, LSU.
Well, there's a good dive. There's a really pretty forward 3.5. In this competition, that dive is actually a fairly low degree of difficulty at 3.0. We used to say, oh, if you've got 3.0, you're going to be way ahead if you score the 7s and above. But now they do such hard dives that many of them are 3.4 or above. It's a pretty dive, though. He certainly showed that flexibility, folding himself in half like an envelope.
All right, leader after round one. Purdue's Tyler Wills.
Oh, and he misses a bit too.
Does this get contagious in diving? Do you ever think that way?
It certainly can. There's the most recent Olympic champion for the United States, David Bodaya, from the high platform. And yes, when you start missing, sometimes the field misses, and we don't have an explanation for it. So anybody that does receive the 8s and above right now is going to jump way out in the lead.
Yes, they are. Bennett Green.
Oh, he misses.
Wow.
So
Yeah, well,
this
it
is
is.
very uncharacteristic.
I've watched so much diving with you through the years. I feel like I've seen this a few times where misses tend to compound.
And, you know, we used to see this sometimes when divers didn't have a 10-meter to practice off of all the time. But most all these schools have platforms now, so I'm not going to make excuses for them. They better step it up if they want to impress us.
Stanford has an outstanding tower. So Misha Andruk now goes to the top, and after a low degree of difficulty round one, he has a 3.6 here.
Yeah, you know, this is good news for somebody that doesn't have a real high score in round one, because the door is, it's torn off its hinges right now. Gets him 7.5s, he goes into first. Well, I think he's gonna get some 7s. He's gonna be near the top. This is amazing that we haven't seen great diving in round 1 and 2, but he is going to jump up in the standings right now from that 8th place position because he received 7s on a 3.6 degree of difficulty dive.
That's by far the best scoring dive of round 2. 75.6 with one diver left. Florida's Jesus Gonzalez.
Okay, he loves that dive. A reverse 3.5 somersault. Not many guys love that dive, but they all feel that it's important to do it because it's 3.4 degree of difficulty dive. And he does everything well except stay tight, kicking out on this entry. His midsection was loose, so he's not going to be winning, but he's going to be close.
That's the story, close. So only one dive scored over 63 in that round, and it was Andruk of Stanford. And as a result, you'll see 1 through 5 separated by less than 3 points, 1 through 7 by less than 10.
This is crazy.
With 4 rounds remaining, 1 round left here before the pause. And round 3 again, we'll start with USC's Gosselin Paradis. He was in this NCAA's last year, placed 11th.
It's a very tight contest. Round 3 out of 6. Remember, we're going to take a break after this round.
And the divers that haven't done very well thus far can reset. They can practice in between. Nice, very pretty. I've talked about the consistency of Laurent Gosselin-Pardee, the senior at Southern California, and he continues to receive mostly 7s on his dives. He's gotten a couple of 6.5s, but when you throw out the too high and the too low, then they're not a factor.
A lower degree of difficulty there, so the score is under 60 points.
Remember, when you throw out the too high and the too low and you add the middle 3 scores together, then you multiply times that degree of difficulty. The degree of difficulty is a multiplication factor that makes a big difference, especially if you score those 8s and above. Well, there's a good dive.
All right, round 3 off to a better start. And this will factor into your point, Cynthia. This is a 3.3 dive.
Yes, and so this is going to score high, not only because it was a good dive, but also because of the high degree of difficulty. We haven't seen anything over just about 75 points to the high. This is going to be higher than that.
And that matches Tyler Wills' round 1, highest scoring dive so far, 79.2.
Good leap.
We'll see if there's a couple of divers that can create a little separation in this round. Joshua Ty from the 7-meter.
Pretty good. The judges categorize the dive, and you would probably put that somewhere close to the good category, which is a 7, maybe 6.5s, and 6. The top end of the satisfactory category would be 6.5s. So he's right in that 6.5 to 7 range, satisfactory to good, not yielding a ton of points. Again, a little bit low degree of difficulty below that 3.0.
All right, so just under 60 points for Joshua Ty. Carson Paul, 3.1, 5-meter.
That's a pretty dive. He arches his back just slightly when he unfolds his legs out of the tuck position before he enters the water. And this contest is going to stay very close. Thus far, we're 3 rounds in, which will be halfway through when this round is complete. And then they'll get a break. They all get to warm up, do some dives again, and then come back for their last 3 rounds. This is anybody's contest.
See, so far in this 3rd round, it is Emilio Trevino that has had the good enough dive to a little separation. Tyler Wills may have just matched it.
Tyler Wills won the Big Tens, and he was battling it out with one of the Indiana divers, but his entries have been so impeccable. I don't think his form is always as good. His feet are not quite stretched, pointed toes, but the entry was so vertical and so much more dramatic than what we've seen that that'll be quite a high-scoring dive, and he might be leading the contest or close to.
Yep, 76.5, so he's just a little bit behind Trevino. Bennett Green off the 7-meter.
Still just a little miss of the entry here and there. Divers use their visual references to know how to come out, how to unfold out of their dives. They usually spot the water, in this case, in front of him, right there before he unfolds. And just a little more tightness out of more than a couple of them would yield them another point and a half from the judges.
So a 3.2 dive coming for Stanford's Misha Andruk.
What a pretty takeoff, and he misses the entry.
Ooh.
I think it is contagious.
It's 2 out of 3 dives where that's happened to Andrew.
I am shocked.
Yeah.
Such a good jump up into the air, unfolds and ducks his head just slightly, going over, making a huge splash going in the water. I'm not seeing anybody that wants to win this contest right now.
So you can see Andrew, who's has some hope, but he's 32 points now off the lead. And the last diver of this first half is Florida's Jesus Gonzalez, Venezuelan. Won the 3-meter at the SEC, finished second on the platform.
He'll stay in second where he is at this time with 8.5s. He's going to receive the 8s. I think he'll be one of the top 3 divers. And now we're seeing a little bit better dives here and there, but there's going to be some separation coming up when somebody does a dive for 8.5s or above. That usually happens in the last 3 rounds. We'll see after we take a break.
So 66 points as Coach Brian Galuli looks on. 66 points there for Gonzalez. And that will leave him third as we hit the pause here halfway through the platform. And it's Trevino of Texas A&M. He had the best dive of round 3. That gives him a 2-point lead over Tyler Wills of Purdue, with Gonzalez of Florida third. The finish to come up, but back to the pool next. Well, Texas hoping to repeat as the national champions for the men's swimming and diving. They hold, you see that 47-point lead over Florida. It will not be impacted by the 200 fly. There is no gator. So you see the records that Luca Orlando set last year. This is a diverse field. Mitchell shot. This is his second finally in the final of the 200 free. The Princeton senior from Newport Beach, California. Representing Auburn is freshman Abdallah Youssef, native of Egypt. For IU, sophomore Raekwon Noel, second in the Big Ten championships. Personal best in the prelims for Minnesota sophomore Jacob Johnson, Springfield, Pennsylvania. ACC champ is Florida State's Logan Robinson, sophomore from Pensacola. Freshman from Virginia, Thomas Heilman, who was fourth in the 100 fly. 3 swimmers in this field did their personal best in the morning, and this was the one. Tyler Ray's had a nice NCAAs this week. Senior from Pinckney, Michigan, Big Ten champ. And here's the guy in the middle, and the only swimmer in this 8 that has been in this final before. Ilya Harun, champion 2 years ago and third last year.
Right? I mean, fascinating field. Like you said, a different school is represented in all 8 swimmers.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that yet.
Oh, you're right.
You know, and no Texas or Florida,
Right.
which is even more eerie. And, you know, you got to figure Harun has got to be the big favorite. But you're right. This guy has had a great meet. You've got the Big Ten champ, Big 12 champ, ACC champ, Ivy League champ. I mean, you've got a lot of conference champions in here. This shapes up to be a good one on paper. I just think Harun is the guy to beat, and this young guy is the future in this event. There's no question about it. The only freshman, along with Youssef from Auburn, I think Heilman is on his way to have a great career at Virginia Tech.
Interesting field. No super old swimmers. Everybody's 19, 20, or 21.
Yeah.
No Gators scored. Texas did score 13th and 14th, so they will get a few points out of this, but nobody
in the big
in the final. Yep.
Yeah, this is a strange one, no doubt.
Take your mark.
And remember, the fastest time in history, Luca Orlando, he is coming back from an injury, a slight injury. He says he's fine, he's going to be just fine for this summer, but decided to take a few weeks off. But Haroon is certainly the huge favorite. Even with an Orlando in there, Haroon might be the co-favorite because this guy can get after. He's had a great meet, third and 100 fly, third and the 50 free. He's got that speed, he's got the distance.
Minnesota's Johnson in lane 2 got out fast. So did Robinson of Florida State in lane 6.
Yeah, nobody really jumped on it in the preliminaries. Ray was the fastest at 47 flat, but nobody's really going for it. And that's another strange part of it. Robinson's 46.9, but there are a bunch of guys at 47 low, so nobody's really taking charge like a Hubert Koch or a Josh Lindo.
Haroon was 47.23 at the 100 in second place.
Yeah, there's no record that's going to be broken, that's for sure. Orlando's record at 36.4 is certainly safe.
And at the 150 now, Haroon has the lead with Heilman of Virginia second and Johnson of Minnesota third.
Watch Heilman.
That's a race at the bottom of the pool.
Watch Heilman. He is coming on. It looks like it's two guys now. That field is spread out. And look at Heilman.
Wow, Heilman really pushing. Haroon is going to hold him off, and Haroon does win it with Heilman at Virginia second and Ray of Michigan. Excellent finish to get third.
Yeah, it was just too much Haroon on the end. The last 100. He's 24.9 the last 50. Heilman's 25.2. Here's the first 50. You kind of get a sense of, wow, everybody's kind of bunched up together, but then that middle 100, that's where Haroon started to make his mark. He was 25 flat, 25.4, so he's 50.4 that middle, that middle 100, Ted. And then the last 50 was, one of those magical swims by Haroon, who's had so many Olympic bronze medalists in both the 100 and the 200. Heilman's Olympian in this event. So you had two Olympians, and that experience paid off for both of them. They get 1-2.
Third fastest time this year. Haroon has the second now and third fastest. His second national title in the 200 fly. He's been on 3 relay winning teams already at these championships, and now he has an individual title, and he's with Elizabeth.
Ilya, you won this 2 years ago. Now you're back on top. Home in 24.9. Can you talk me through that race strategy? You were so calm at the beginning and really hammered home at the end.
I just had to, my plan was kind of just to build it up. And then I knew at the end I could come home. So that's exactly what I did.
Yeah. How much does a heat like that push you? Because it was dead even almost at the 125.
A lot, but I've had a lot of experiences in the past with World Cups and things like that. So it was like nothing new, but I'm pretty happy that I got the dub.
Are you happy with the win or the time as well?
Yeah, it's not bad. It could be better because there's that one opponent who's really, really fast.
Yeah.
I'm excited that I'm happy that I got it.
Yeah. Well, Ilya, tonight you are the national champion. Ladies and gentlemen, your tuna butterfly national champion, Ilya Haroon.
All right, so a race that had 7 first-timers. It was the veteran that wins his second national title, keeps the Sun Devils in the top 5. Well, look at the updated standings. 3 events remaining. The top 4 aren't going anywhere.
No.
NC State has that slight lead for 5th right now, but remember, Tennessee does have a diver in the finals. Tennessee will score diving points, so that 400 free relay may decide 5th place.
And Tennessee also has a backstroker coming up.
The 200 backstroke records Hubert Koch at last year's NCAAs, Destin Lasco for Cal 2 years ago. Nick Simons, that's the Tennessee swimmer, Rowdy reference, senior from Lake Oswego, Oregon. One of 4 of these 8 who had a personal best in the prelims. We've said that all during these championships. Another one, Kai van Vesteren, a senior for the Netherlands. Johnny Marshall, Florida junior. He was 4th 2 years ago, 5th last year. Won the SECs last month. Gerard Van Rennen from Georgia, a senior. He was 7th in last year's event. Junior Tommy Hagar from Alabama, Braintree, Massachusetts. 3rd at the SECs. Home swim, Jack Akins from Atlanta, Virginia senior. Did his best this morning at 137.9. As did his teammate David King, sophomore from Crozet, Virginia, and the ACC champ. But when it comes to this event, it's Hubie Koch. 2nd 2 years ago, the titleist, the champ last year. Champ this year in the 100 back.
Yeah. This guy might win the race by 3 seconds.
Okay. Does he have a record in his vision?
I do, Ted. I think he's going to be the first swimmer in history to ever break 134. No swimmer in history has gone under 135 except for Hubie. So this race, I think, is a slam dunk. But again, you look across the board and team building exercises. Virginia's doing just that. We saw what Todd DeSorbo did with the women, and now he's starting to inch up on the men little by little. They're going to finish in the top 10 this year. They have a great team going on, but nobody's beating this guy.
Yeah.
And the only question is the record itself. Will he break his own record? Will he go under 134? He is playing them right now, taking his time. Wow.
Well, the points available in this last individual event. 1 Florida swimmer, 1 Texas swimmer.
Nobody's beating the guy in the middle.
And the Texas swimmer, yes. The prohibitive fate.
Might be the biggest favorite we've seen thus far in a single event. Hubie Koch, the Olympic gold medalist in this event, fastest swimmer in history, only one to break 135, and he might just pop under 134.
Take your mark.
And it will be from the start, Ted. I mean, he won't waste any time in getting out fast. He wasn't easy. I saw him swim the backstroke in the prelims, and he looked like he was literally taking a bath. Like he was just stroking along like a little 2-year-old in a bathtub. It was that quick going. I mean, it was just unbelievable to see what he did. 22-1, right on his record pace early on. Now Johnny Marshall up there in lane number 7. He's been 136 He did not have a good 100 backstroke, but put himself here in the final. He's up at the top. He has the second fastest time in the country this year. He's going out with him.
Yes,
He's going to make
is.
it earn it, at least early on. And by the way, Coach underneath his record pace.
Marshall there is up top in the white cap. Right now he is second to Koch.
There's no way. I mean, I love the way Johnny Marshall's swimming. Great international contingent. 5 countries represented here. No way he's hanging with Coach this last 50. Nobody is, though. 23.8. 23.8 just on that 50. That's flying down the pool. Look at the lead now. Look at that lead.
Could we have another record swim? 34:21 is the record.
He's going under 34.
Koch underwater for a long time to the wall, and Koch does get the record at 34:13. Marshall second for Florida, and David King of Virginia third. Close, so close.
You see the difference, though, in that expression? He wanted under 134.
Yeah.
I think it hurt, no doubt about it. He was ahead of pace. I mean, he's 109.7 at the 150. He's a half a second ahead of that record pace. Remember, that record was 134.2. He still broke the record. He still smashed it, but you can see at the beginning, 2 from the top, Johnny Marshall hanging in there. And a really nice job by Marshall in getting second and coming back after that disappointing 100 backstroke. But this guy's just too much. He got tired in relative terms.
Yeah. 134.13 again. 8 100ths faster than he's ever gone, and 13 100ths, or actually 14 100ths from what would have been that barrier-breaking swim. But another title for Hubert Koch. Elizabeth?
Hubie, first of all, happy birthday. What a great birthday for you. You defend your title, fastest man to ever do this, 134.1. What's your initial reaction to that time in that race?
I'm a bit tired, honestly. I'm happy with the record, obviously. It's been a long week, and hopefully we can close it out strong in this relay.
With this being your last individual swim, how heavy was that on your mind here tonight?
It was pretty heavy. I mean, I've been training for this all year, so we were ready coming into this. Yeah, obviously, it's been a long ride these 4 years in the NCAA. I'm really grateful that I was able to be a part of it, and you know, shout out to some of my old ASU teammates. It's been a good trip, and yeah, glad to finish it with Texas.
Yeah. Well, Hubie, you are the best to ever do the Turner backstroke. Ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday, your national champion, Hubie Koch.
23 years old, and he has doubled in the backstroke at these national championships, the 100 and the 200 with that new record time. Florida's Marshall gets second, but the win by Koch puts Texas on the brink of repeating as their national champions. We'll go back to the well to finish the platform diving in a moment. All right, the team standings now. Tennessee has taken over 5th. They're going to get some diving points here. Florida's 50 points behind. They're going to get points from Jesus Gonzalez in this platform final. His coach, Brian Galuli, is with Elizabeth.
Brian, Jesus is heading into 3rd with these final 3 rounds. Was there anything that you talked to him about to get him reset for these last 3 rounds?
Like always, it's one dive at a time. It's execute the next one. You know, wasn't our strongest first 3, but we're still in the hunt. So the key is now execute the next one. We've got a great dive coming up, and he's staying focused.
Well, we can't wait to see it. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And indeed, Gonzalez is in 3rd, 12 points, a little less than 12 off the lead. Emilio Trevino of Texas A&M. Tyler Wills of Purdue. Very wide open, Cynthia.
Yeah, that's the perfect attitude. We're still in the hunt. Everybody's still in the hunt. We're only halfway through the contest, and with 3 dives to go, you can make up points very quickly.
So we'll start round 4. Again, it's USC's Laurent Gosselin-Paradis from Montreal. is the first diver.
I keep thinking of what I heard the great swimmer from Florida say, Josh Lindo. He welcomes the pressure. That's what needs to happen. He unfolded so early, he almost went back into the tuck. Big mistake on where he unfolded. Again, divers use their visual references, and if you see the water in front of you, you don't usually make mistakes like that.
.52.8 to start round 4. Gosselin Paradis.
A senior.
Here's our leader. He'll be diving second in the rounds. And high degree of difficulty. 2 of his last 3 dives. This is a 3.6 for Trevino.
Go from a senior to a freshman. Jay LaRue, the coach, said if he gets hot, watch out. Well, he's in first. Yeah, pretty good dive. He is steady. I talked about what Jay LaRue said when he got to school. He recruited him, and then when he came to school as a freshman, he grew 4.5 inches. Jay said, I didn't recognize him. He looked like a 12-year-old when I recruited him, and he looked like a young man when he came to school. And he is possibly welcoming the pressure.
Yep,
Wonder if he talked to Lindo.
He's had 3 of his 4 dives have been over 70 points. Joshua Tai.
This is better. This is starting out better. A back 3.5 somersault. You know, sometimes it is contagious. Sometimes people start missing dives and it just happens more and more. And this is a great reset. After a little bit of a break, this format gives the divers an opportunity to reset because the diving hasn't been stellar. And now it's picking up a bit.
All right, arm stand for LSU's Carson Paul.
He is doing his last platform dives of his career. He's going to keep diving, but he doesn't want to dive platform anymore. He's Canadian. He wants to be on the 2028 springboard team for Canada. He said, I'm done with platform.
Well, you know, Cynthia, that impact you just see every one of these dives, it's for the young.
Yes. There are a lot of Chinese divers that were great Olympic champions on the platform and then made the transition to springboard and won championships, Olympic titles on the springboard. It's not a bad idea, and he's following in that footstep.
That's a terrific dive for Paul, by far his best score.
Super duper. Arm stand, perfect hold.
Purdue's Tyler Wills, whose own coach David Budaya, an Olympic champion on the platform, in his last attempt to make an Olympic Games, went down to the springboard.
That's right. He has 4 medals, 4 Olympic medals. Not very many people in diving have ever won 4 medals, and he won his Olympic championship in 2012. So when you got a great coach like David Budai, and you take advantage of all of his knowledge and all of his meticulous coaching, and he's a cool character, then this is the payoff, and this is a fabulous dive. He was in second place, and David told me before the competition, this guy can do it.
Well, he just did. That's the first dive over 80.
He was talking about how good he is on the platform. Tyler Wills, the sophomore from Purdue, and he's showing it right now.
That is the leader right now, is Bennett Green of Tennessee.
Oh, good. You got to give Bennett Green a lot of credit. He scored in the 1 meter and the 3 meter. He's already scored 28 points as an individual. Now, Tennessee has 42 points altogether, but Bennett Green's scoring the lion's share of the points, and he's going to do it again because he's the only Tennessee diver in the finals. Very nice fourth round dive for Bennett.
Tennessee in a fight with North Carolina State to get 5th. So much hope for Misha Andriuk. He has missed 2 of his first 3 dives.
Well, that was a beautiful jump. You can't get a whole lot better than that. It was strong, it was assertive. He vaulted into the air, and he does a very pretty, difficult dive. A back 3.5 somersault. This will be one of the high scoring dives of the meet also.
There it is, the second dive to get 80+ points, and that's going to lift Andriuk, as you see in the standings. And now Florida's Jesus Gonzalez.
Same dive, a back 3.5. Can he get those 8s and 8.5s or above? I'll tell you, that jump was not quite as good. He faded back away from the platform just a little bit, and that can mess up your timing and your rhythm just slightly, and also the place where you normally unfold out of the dive. So the judges can compare and contrast. His jump wasn't quite as good, reliable as Misha Andriuk from Stanford.
There you see the Gonzalez score, which leaves him in 3rd after 4 rounds. Now the beautiful view of the men's platform, most of the dives coming off the 10-meter tower. We're starting the 5th of 6 rounds. 8 divers in this final. Tyler Wills of Purdue with the lead. Emilio Trevino, a freshman from Texas A&M, is 2nd, and Florida, important in their hopes. Jesus Gonzalez is 3rd. This is USC senior Laurent Gosselin-Paradis from Montreal.
A gymnast turned diver, and Hong Ping Lee, who is the coach for 27 years now, there he is, at Southern California, said, I was so lucky to get him when I did. He considered going to Texas, and I was so happy to have. I think they're both lucky. This is tremendous. A back 3.5 somersault might not get 80 points, but it's really a very competent dive. 7.5s, 1.8.
Yep, that's his highest scoring dive out of 5. Now here's a freshman, a much decorated diver in a country that loves diving and is very good at it. From Monterrey, Mexico, Emilio Trevino. 5 times on the platform, he's won a Mexican national championship. Now freshman at Texas A&M.
He is the only freshman in this final, in 2nd place. Oh, very nice. Wow, have they reset or what? We're seeing dives now get those 8s and above. This is the kind of diving that we've seen a lot in the finals at this NCAAs, and they started off a little sluggish on the platform, but man, have they picked it up in round 5, second to last round. Look at this entry going in the water. Very little splash, little teacup full maybe.
A happy coach, and that's the highest scoring dive thus far in this final, 85 points.
LaRue said, if this guy gets hot, watch
Yes.
out. I'm not taking my eyes off him.
Senior Joshua Tide from Alhambra, California. Did a lot of his diving developed at Rose Bowl Aquatics.
And 2 years ago, he was 10th in this contest, so this is his first final. And his coach, in her 4th year at Cal Berkeley, was a champion diver for Miami of Ohio. She is Chinese, but she holds records, all the records at Miami of Ohio. Lei Pei Lin. Whoa, beautiful. If anybody can teach diving, it's probably a Chinese diver.
Yes.
Chinese coach. Very nice. The judges want to see a controlled balance. There's not a clock on it in terms of time, but they want to see the diver have a steady balance and control it. He did that. That's a pretty dive. Not the highest degree of difficulty that we're going to see, but certainly a nice dive going into the final round. He's done 5 dives out of 6.
LSU senior Carson Paul. He's from Victoria, British Columbia, and he's from a rowing family. His dad was an Olympic rowing champion and longtime coach of that sport in Canada.
Yeah, he comes from an amazing athletic family. His father coached as well as won Olympic gold.
And allowed, as divers can, he goes off the 5-meter.
Yeah, he said, I'm done with platform. I'm going to do it because I know I can. And of course he wants to score points for LSU, but this is his last platform contest. He considers himself, now I'm onto the springboard. So he is glad to be finishing up his platform. And he's always good. He's very athletic. He's a smart diver. It'll be interesting to see if he can make that Canadian Olympic team on the springboard in 2028. Yeah.
Well, Purdue sophomore Tyler Wills from Carmel, Indiana, just outside of Indianapolis. The leader coming into this round, but Emilio Trevino just threw down an 85-point dive.
So if he is going to stay the leader at this point before 3 divers will dive after him, he needs 8s on this dive. And I think this is the key to his contest, a reverse 3.5 somersault. Oh, he's going to do it. He's going to receive the 8. He's going to stay in first place. David Bodaya has had a great influence on Tyler Wells. He was the Big Ten champion.
Well, you talk about embracing pressure.
Entry.
Embracing pressure, like you said, Cynthia. You see David Bodaya in the background there, the Olympic champion. Trevino threw down an 85-pointer, and Wills beat him.
Like Leandro said, you got to welcome the pressure. I don't know that Tyler Wills is feeling it. And you don't see David Bodaya jumping up and down or doing. He is a cool character. That's his nature. So
he's a whistler.
Yeah,
he whistles. Yeah. Well, this is a nice story. Bennett Green, 3 straight days. He has been both prelims and finals. 1 meter, 3 meter, and now platform. Wow.
He's had a full-time job every day and night.
Has to be tired.
I would think. Nice. And it's not just a tough week. These guys, there's Jane Figueredo and her assistant coach Mike Wright. Jane in her first year, and Mike came from South Carolina to assist Jane. But these guys have been to their conference meets. They've been to the zone qualifying meet to try and get here to the NCAAs, and then they've had so much competition in a short period of time. I'm just tired talking about it.
Well, now Misha Andrew from Stanford, San Jose, California. Father Oleg was a longtime coach for his home country, Ukraine.
And his father coached him and is the what we call age group coach for the younger generation at Stanford in Palo Alto. Oh my,
whoa.
oh my. Now we said, is it contagious when you miss a dive? I think it's contagious when you start doing great dives also, which is wonderful. What a
Whoa.
dive.
What a dive, and the roars go up because we see Patrick Jeffrey, the Stanford coach, and they look up and see the first tens of this championship final.
93-50. What place does that put him in?
That puts him into third now,
Oh,
with
is it
Gonzalez
third?
still
Okay.
to dive.
Okay.
Andrew has been a hit or miss. He's hit 3, missed 2.
And talking about cool characters, Patrick Jeffrey is just, he's always steady, just wonderful with the young people. You don't see him go way up or way down no matter what the divers do, but I'd get pretty excited about those 10s because that was a fabulous dive, and Jesus Gonzalez taking his time resetting, knowing what a great dive he has to follow. That's hard sometimes.
Sophomore from Lara, Venezuela. Second place on the platform in the SEC championships last month.
Another very nicely performed dive. Not going to receive the 9s and 10s that we just saw. But Brian Galuli told me that Jesus Gonzalez, only a sophomore at Florida, thrives on competition. And we're seeing that he is unflappable. Staying in the hunt.
Yep, staying in the hunt with the 72 points, but as we look at the big board, it looks like it's 2 battling for the championship. Tyler Wills of Purdue, 8.15 ahead of Emilio Trevino of Texas A&M. Andrick of Stanford jumping into 3rd. Gonzalez of Florida 4th. You see a 26-point gap with 2 divers ahead would be tough.
Yes.
So the final round, and for seniors, said at least in their collegiate careers, final dives for USC's Gosselin Paradis.
Coach Hongping had only great things to say about what a terrific addition he has been, talking about how lucky he was to get him, because Texas recruited him also. He's very steady. He missed the dive somewhat in round 4, so that'll put him definitely out of the top 5. But all these divers have come back and done some really good dives in the last 3 rounds after the little break. Nice back 2.5 with 1.5 twist. A little bit lower degree of difficulty, but now we're going to say a huge degree of difficulty.
The 2 highest degree of difficulty dives in this final round are Trevino and Stanford's Andriuk at 3.7.
Terrific. The highest degree of difficulty dive being performed in this competition. He was in 2nd place. He's going to have to wait and see. He might win this contest. It's possible.
Well, going first, it's the 2nd straight round where Trevino has thrown the gauntlet and said, all right, can you top this?
Jay LaRue warned me. He's only a freshman, but he said when he catches fire, there's a lot of smoke.
And with that 3.7, you see that he gets 92.5.
Not quite the highest scoring dive of the contest, but very close. We saw a 93.50 out of Misha Andriuk, the sophomore from Stanford, and he's going to do the same dive. He's going to do the exact same dive a little later on.
Final dive for Joshua Ty. Cal?
He's a senior. 2 sisters that dived. One of them dived at Cal. Very nice entry into the water. The way he performs this double twisting 2.5, sometimes it's hard to score really well on this dive because there's a lot of twisting and somersaulting being done at the same time. This is one of the better ones.
Nice chant there from the Cal folks for Ty. Embracing his coach again after those last dives.
Great career.
Wonderful moment. Well, this is not the last dive ever for Carson Paul.
No.
Last one up top.
Last platform dive ever, and he told
Make
me
it
that.
good.
Yeah.
Come on.
He and Drew Livingston, in his 4th year coaching at LSU, were laughing about it and said, he's done. He's got 6 dives to go. This is the final one off the 10-meter platform. He'll keep diving, but only off the springboard, and he ends with a good one, an inward 3.5 somersault. He's a senior at LSU, and he will be training in Canada for the 2028, hopefully, Olympic Games. Drew Livingston, coach at LSU, celebrating Carson Paul.
And Cynthia, how about that? That's his best dive.
Oh.
Best dive of this final in his last one. That's awesome.
He's motivated.
All right, now the pressure. Tyler Wills with a 3.6. He saw Trevino's 92.5. He's going to have a good one himself.
He's capable, but he has to have 8s. He has to have 8s on this dive if he wants to win the contest and to stay ahead of Trevino, the freshman from Texas A&M. Nope. The freshman right now is winning the competition. Tyler Wills just made a little mistake. He faded back from the platform, went out too far, wasn't able to complete the somersaults totally. Just a little mistake can mean 20 points.
And that knocks Wills, you see, a good 14 points behind Trevino.
Will the freshman win?
Well, mathematically, we'll wait for Andrew's dive because he has a 3.7. He needs a lot of points.
Yeah, and he's going to do the same dive that Trevino did that put Trevino in first place. So not yet. We got Bennett Green, the sophomore, and already scored 28 points for Tennessee. This is huge, being in every single final here at the NCAAs. Slightly miscalculates going in the water. Doesn't quite make the vertical entry. Not quite. Platform diving has so much gymnastics. It's kind of like aerial skiing, too.
I'll tell you, you can understand if he had to really dig to get through this competition. Again, what he's done. Great credit to Green for being in 3 finals. He's going to end up scoring likely 8th place points for Tennessee.
Which would put him about 39 points total. That is amazing.
Well, Mish Andruk got 2 10s on his last dive. He needs them all.
He's going to need a whole bunch of 10s right now to win this contest.
It is mathematically possible.
If he gets 9s, he'll go into second.
Yep.
But he needs 10s. He's not going to get them, and he just misses. The freshman is going to win this contest.
Emilio Trevino of Texas A&M is looking like a champion.
He is going to be the champion. He is definitely going to be the only freshman in the competition. Texas A&M, what a feat.
What a difference for Misha Andruk. When he was good in 3 dives here, he was outstanding.
Yeah.
But he had 3 misses.
So capable. He did not do that dive that we just saw him miss in the preliminaries. Maybe he should have tried it then. I don't know. I mean, it's not for me to say.
And with a 3.2 dive, Gonzalez cannot win. So Emilio Trevino has won the championship.
That's right, and the best that Gonzalez can do from Florida is third if he receives sixes on this dive. That is not a tall order for him at all. I would expect that he would be third in this contest. Yeah, he'll get that third place score. And what that does for Florida is add 16 points to their total. In diving, they will have scored 58 points total. That is big.
It's a great contribution to the team race. Gonzalez does get in at 427 plus points to take third. But it is freshman from Monterrey, Mexico, Emilio Trevino, that wins the championship in the platform.
The 7th qualifier out of 8, and he wins, the only freshman.
Tyler Wills gets second for Purdue, Gonzalez third for Florida, and Carson Paul of LSU, the other diver to get over 400 points, to claim fourth. So in the team race, Florida will get those third place points. Tennessee in that fight with NC State will get 8th place diving points. But how about that, a newbie? We saw a Stanford woman last week, Ellie Cole, a freshman, impress. And how about this freshman?
Oh man, that is just, you talk about embracing pressure. Now they're embracing him.
Yep, that's the Aggie embrace.
Emilio Trevino, you are the only freshman in that contest, and you are the one that is walking away a national champion. How does this moment feel? Is this the best moment of your career so far?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I'm speechless right now. I think this is like the result of all the effort that I have been going through the season. I think this means a lot for me, for all my teammates, for all my family that is watching me right now. This is for everyone.
Yeah. You thrive under pressure, and you saved your highest DD dive for that last round. Can you talk about what's going through your head up there on the platform?
Yeah, well, that dive, I think I was just waiting the perfect moment to nail it. Everyone knows that it's a dive that I have been struggling like the whole season. We actually make like a change during prelims. I used to have that dive during 4 round, and I was just ready to put it down at the last round in the finals, and this is what it gave me as a result.
And this is what happened. Well, Emilio, you are the national champion on platform. Ladies and gentlemen, Emilio Trevino!
Well, the updated team standings with those third place diving points for Florida. It's almost over, Rowdy.
Not quite official.
Yeah, so to explain that gap.
It's very simple. Florida has to win the relay. Texas has to get DQ'd.
Okay.
That's the only way.
That's the only possibility.
Even if Florida got second and Texas gets DQ'd, Texas still wins. So Florida would have to win. Texas would have to jump.
And the other part, because they're both in this relay final with the double points, Tennessee and North Carolina State in that 5th place battle. That's nice to be a top 5 finisher. The 400 free relay, yep. The NCAA record set by Arizona State at the Big 12 championships last month. The American record, NC State.
They averaged 40.5 on that.
The teams in the 400 free relay. Florida State. They have 2 juniors, a senior, and sophomore Logan Robinson on that squad. Michigan, 2 seniors, including Tyler Ray, that we mentioned has had a very good championship. Indiana will lead off with Owen McDonald. Tennessee. Good freshman Kobe Bujak-Upton will swim second, and Guy Caribe to finish.
Yeah, Caribe got third in the 100.
So here's Texas, Hubert Koch, Garrett Gould, Rafael Fontamer, and Kyle Peck in order.
Koch coming off that record-setting 200 back earlier in the meet. He'll lead it off for them.
And Florida, Devin Dilger, Alexander Painter, Scotty Buck, and Josh Liendo.
Liendo anchors this one. They've got a shot.
Well, here's the hope. NC State still hoping they can grab fifth. They need a great swim to do it. McCarty swims the second leg. Kai Winkler finishes.
And McCarty, top 8 swimmer. He was 6th in the 100 earlier. Best guy going second.
Well, these have been the relay kings of these championships. In order, it'll be Haroun, Cheney, Fabiani, Kulo.
Same exact foursome that broke the record a month ago at the Big 12. Same order. How about this? Average 40.5. Haroun was 40.8, 41.2 in the last 2 legs. Fabiani and Kulo, 40 flat. Oh, man. But yeah, you have to give a lot of credit to NC State. You know, Braden Holloway has done a great job. They've flown under the radar a little bit, but this team is ready to rock as well. Big part of the ACC success. Arizona State's another one that you don't give a lot of credit to. Herbie has done a great job there as coach after Bob Bowman left.
See the points, the double points. It's going to be hard. NC State would probably need to win this thing to be able to see if they could pass Tennessee with the gap they had.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough order to pass Tennessee at this point. Stranger things have happened. Again, if you're thinking team championship, Texas has all but wrapped it up. They just can't DQ. And
be clean.
If you don't think Bob Bowman had a little talk with him before this race.
Yes. I imagine so. You saw Cal had the best swim from the prelims.
Take your
Again, lane 4 to watch. Can Arizona State finish its relay dominance?
Yeah, they've won all but one relay here. The only one they did not win was the 800 free relay, which is interesting. Texas wins that. Arizona State wins the 200 relay. So they marry here together. So you would think that both of them would be kind of co-favorites here. But Arizona State, the big favorite. 3 seconds faster than Texas coming in to this meet.
Nicole Blackman swimming the first leg for Tennessee. Had the lead, but up top. It's going to be Texas. That was Koch that got in first.
Koch is just, I mean, you have to give the MVP to Liendo. He's 1-3, but man, if there's a 1 and a 1A, it's got to be Koch. 41-1. He tied Haroun. Haroun was 2/100ths of a second behind.
How about Cheney now taking over and getting the lead for Arizona State?
And Cheney's the slow guy. And he's 41-2 on their record-setting relay. Go figure. Because these last 2 legs are absolutely sensational.
And for Arizona State, it's Remy Fabiani in. For Texas, Rafael Fontamer.
Well, they're going to have to average 40 flat again. They did 40 flat at the Big 12, both of them. I'm talking about Fabiani. He was 9th in the 100, just missed making the final.
And now the real good swims being put on by NC State. They are in second to Arizona State. Third is Florida.
Yeah, NC State swimming so well, right on the hip. Tough to beat the guy that's been money for so long for Arizona State on the end in Johnny Kulo.
And into the water goes a 4.0 student in microbiology. the Elite Scholar Athlete winner, and he's a heck of a relay swimmer.
40.2, by the way, for Fabiani. Record might be out of sight, but Arizona State is going to win 4 of the 5 relays here.
And right now, NC State is holding second, Florida third, Tennessee 4.
By the way, Texas up there in lane 6. I watched each one of their starts. Didn't see anything. And they will win the title.
And let's see what the time for Arizona State is. 42-38. Just off their Big 12 record. NC State comes in second, but Johnny Kulo celebrates. Arizona State will have a top 5 finish, but they are the relay kings. And there you see the relay champions on the right, and Texas is the team champion for the 2nd straight year.
40 flat on Kulo at the end. How many times has he done that for Arizona State? Here's the first exchange. You want to have momentum. That is a key right here. Fight through some chop. You want to get out there, have some confidence. That's what Haroon did for his teammate. That's what Coach did. He got some breathing room, and that's all these rest of these guys needed. Cheney, been there. They got a lot to replace Arizona State next year, does. This relay alone has 3 seniors and only 1 junior, and that's Haroon. The finish right here, a body length. What a swim by NC State again. 2nd for them.
Well, think of their team total. 160 points off 4 relay wins.
Crazy. Leander was 40.3, by the way.
They're looking, by the way, a possible DQ, but it is not Texas. So it is Florida State that they are looking at. So it will not affect the team standings. And the Florida Gators will have a chance to be very proud and celebrate 2nd place and pushing Texas. Well, Arizona State has had a national championships to remember in the relays, and with Elizabeth Beisel, the 400 free winners.
Remy, this team has dominated the relays this entire meet. You said at the top of the meet that you wanted to win the rest of the relays. You did that. 4 out of 5 are yours. How proud are you to be a part of this relay and this team?
Very proud, I guess.
Yeah.
No, it's been good. I think obviously that was our goal at the beginning of the year, and it's a lot harder to do than actually just say. I think at the end of the day is being able to race and not making any mistakes. So we've trained for this all year, and there's no better group of guys I would have liked to do it with.
Yeah. Adam, you've been such a pivotal relay swimmer and individual swimmer this meet. How hard is it on night 4 for you to kind of get up and rally and do one more for the team?
Yeah, obviously we're all tired. I think everybody is, but like you said, we've been thinking about this all year. You know, you can't let that thought slip away. Just gotta lead with heart.
Yeah. Ilya, what is your favorite part about being on these relays with these guys?
You know, that we're so close, you know, like a family, and I'm gonna miss these guys next year, that's for sure.
Johnny, I'll come to you last. You've had time to recover. What is next for Arizona State?
More dubs, baby. Sir Herb the third.
Woo! Arizona State, you are 4 out of 5 relay national champions. Congratulations, guys.
Their slogan in Tempe is "Fear the Fork." The Sun Devils, and they put the fear in the relay, didn't they? 4 relay wins. And so the Arizona State Sun Devils win the relay. Texas is repeat national champions. Final results in the 400 free relay. Florida State was disqualified from the championship final. Cal, with the fastest time earlier, does claim the 8th place points. As you see the rest scoring down to Princeton, claiming 16th. A look at tonight's winners. We started with a fabulous freshman, Maximus Williamson from Virginia, his second individual title, winning the 200 IM. Josh Liendo's three-peat in the 100 free. As expected, Elia Haroun in the 200 fly, Hubert Koch in the 200 back, and then a wonderful performance by freshman Emilio Trevino of Texas A&M on the platform, and eventually Arizona State's 4th relay win of these championships. So the final standings. Florida, well, Ratty, they did. They pushed Texas a little harder perhaps than we might have thought.
Yeah, you know, it all scored out early on to be 100 points, and now it slipped down to under 30. So shows you how good Florida swam in this meet.
And amazing, Indiana, with no points from diving, placed 3rd. Great credit to the Indiana swimmers.
Yeah, and Ray Lewis, the head coach there.
All right, the individual awards now for tonight, and eventually the team championship award. Let's join once again announcer Michael Porapat.
Finishing in 8th place with a time of 2:46.59. Martin Reed, Luca Battaglina, Evan Petty, and Keaton Jones from California. 7th place finishers at 2:46.26. Owen McDonald, Dylan Smiley, Michael Lee, Mira Nedla representing Indiana. In 6th place at 2:45.97 from Hubert Koch, Garrett Gould, Rafael Fente Damer, and Kyle Peck representing Texas. Touching 5th, 2:45.85 from Ola Idem, Jack Wilkening, Tyler Ray, Antoine Sauvé representing Michigan. Finishing in 4th place with a 2:45.09, Nikolai Blackman, Kobe Bujak Upton, Pedro Sansone, and Guy Caribe representing Tennessee. Your 3rd place team with a 2:44.38, Devin Dilger, Alex Painter, Scotty Buff, Josh Liendo, Team Florida. In 2nd place with a 2:43.31, Jerry Fox, Quentin McCarty, Hudson Williams, Kai Winkler from NC State. Your 2026 NCAA Division I champions in the 400-yard freestyle relay, establishing a pool record 2:42.38. Elia Haroun, Adam Cheney, Remy Fabiani, and Johnny Culo from Arizona State University. Congratulations to Arizona State on their 4th relay win of the week, and all our top teams.
All right, we look at the total team standings now through the completion of the event. And Rowdy, when we've been focusing a lot on Texas and Florida, what else jumps out at you?
Well, you have to give credit to Texas. 17 titles. Unbelievable. 15 for the legendary Eddie Reese. Now 2 for Bob Bowman. And a lot of great unheralded swims from teams that we didn't talk much about because of the Texases and the Floridas. But, you know, we talked about NC State. Michigan having a great meet. Todd DeSorbo now gotten the Virginia men into the top 10. Well, it just goes on and on about how some really good teams are here. They just run up against some really strongholds of Texas and Florida. 2
of the top 10, Indiana, normally a diving power, did not have that. And Virginia's given up diving and still placed 9th.
Yeah, then a run of SEC teams here. Georgia, LSU, Auburn, Kentucky. They're doing a great job down there in that conference. A lot of great ACC teams. NC, Pittsburgh, Miami, I mean, and of course the Ivies.
There you go. Princeton coming in. You see Yale.
Cynthia should be here to talk about Purdue and its amazing
Yes.
diving team. David Badaya is just doing a great job there. How about the heroes of Army getting into the top 35?
There you go. You see 41 schools scoring points. And there's IU Indy, which of course is the home of so many swimming and diving competitions, significant competitions. 71 total schools participating in these championships, 41 scoring points.
Finishing in 8th place at a time of 1:42.23, representing Indiana, Noah Chucker. 7th place, 1:41.98, representing Indiana, Josh Bay. Touching 6th and representing NC State at a time of 1:41.03, Daniel Deal. 5th place finisher, 1:41.02, also from NC State, Arsenio Bustos. Your 4th place finisher with a 1:40.94, representing Texas, Will Mochlin. 3rd place, a 1:40.08, representing Texas, Baylor Nelson. Your runner-up in a time of 1:38.57, representing Indiana, Owen McDonald. Your 2026 NCAA Division I champion of the 200-yard individual medley, with a winning time of 1:38.48, representing Virginia, Maximus Williamson. Congratulations to all our top finishers in the 200 IM, led by your national champion, Maximus Williamson. Finishing in 16th through 9th place in the 100 freestyle. 16th place, 41.56 from Indiana, Mikkel Lee. 15th place, 41.51, NC State, Hudson Williams. 14th place, 41.47, representing Texas, Garrett Gould. 13th place, 41.45 from Tennessee, Nikolai Blackman. 12th place, 41.41, representing Louisville, Nikita Cherame. And 11th place with a 41.30, representing Princeton, Patrick Dinu. 10th place, 41.28 from NC State University, Jerry Fox. Taking 9th place overall in the 100 freestyle with a 41.23, representing Arizona State, Remy Fabiani. 200 fly to award staging, please. 200 butterflyers to award staging, also 200 backstrokers. Please welcome the award ceremony for the 100-yard freestyle. In 8th place with a time of 41.22, representing Virginia Tech, Brendan Whitfield. 7th place of 41.11, representing Arizona, Tomas Lukmanas. 6th place, 40.90 from NC State, Quentin McCarty. Touching 5th in a time of 40.76 from Arizona State, Johnny Kulo. 4th place finisher with a 40.43, representing Pittsburgh, Julian Cote. Touching 3rd with a 40.41 from Tennessee, Guy Caribe. Your runner-up with a 40.33, representing Louisiana State University, Yere Ribar. your 2026 NCAA Division I champion of the 100-yard freestyle, establishing a pool record 39.91 and representing Florida, Josh Liendo. Congratulations, Josh, and all the top finishers in the 100-yard freestyle. Recognizing 16th through 9th place in the 200 butterfly, and 16th place with a 140.35, representing California, Casper Coupard. 15th place, 140.27 from Stanford, Gibson Holmes. 14th place, 140.11, representing Texas, Cooper Lucas. 13th place, 139.94, representing Texas, Kyle Peck. In 12th place with a 139.93, Southern California, Miha Malevsky. 10th place, 139.92 from Missouri, Jan Zubik. Also in 10th place at a 139.92 from North Carolina, Seb Lunak. Your 9th place finisher, 139.85, representing Arizona, Hawken Naughton. Please welcome the award ceremony for the 200-yard butterfly. Eighth place finisher, 140.68, representing Auburn, Abdallah Youssef. And 7th place with a 140.67 from Princeton, Mitchell Schott. Touching 6th, a 139.54, representing Indiana, Raekwon Noel. 5th place, 139.44 from Florida State, Logan Robinson. Your 4th place finisher, 139.20, representing Minnesota, Jacob Johnson. Touching 3rd in a 138.47 and representing Michigan, Tyler Ray. Your runner-up with a 138.16, representing Virginia, Thomas Heilman. Your 2026 Division I champion and the 200-yard butterfly, establishing a pool record 137.66 and representing Arizona State, Ilya Haroun. Platform divers, top 8, please report to award staging. Divers to award staging.
The NCAA Men's Swimming and Diving Championships have been on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to ESPN.com. It's your home for all NCAA championships.
Baylor. 14th place, 138.96 from SMU, Jack Berube. 13th place, 138.84, Ohio State, Cornelius John. 12th place, 138.78, Stanford, Ethan Eck. 11th place, 138.36, Texas, Rex Maurer. 10th place, a 138.33, representing Stanford, Josh Zukowski. Taking 9th place for California in a time of 138.29, Keaton Jones.
I want to add something.
Now please welcome the award ceremony for the 200-yard backstroke. Eighth place finisher in a time of 140.69, representing Virginia, Jack Akins. 7th place, a 140.07 from Tennessee, Nick Simons. Touching 6th in the 139.05, representing Georgia, Ruard Van Rennen. In 5th place, a 138.63 from Alabama, Tommy Hagar. Touching 4th at 138.29 and representing Indiana, Kai Van Westering. Your 3rd place finisher from Virginia in a time of 137.43, David King. Your runner-up with a 137.15, representing Florida, Johnny Marshall. Your 2026 NCAA Division I champion of the 200-yard backstroke, establishing a new pool, U.S. Open, championship meet, and NCAA Division I record, 134.13, representing Texas, Hubert Koch. Congratulations to all our top performers in the 200 backstroke, led by your national champion, Hubert Koch. Recognizing our platform divers in 16th through 9th place. 16th place, final score of 349.9 from Florida State, Carlos Vargas. 15th place, 354.2, representing Purdue, Holden Higbee. 14th place, 360.5, Purdue, Nathaniel Granis. 13th place, 365.1, Indiana, Maxwell Weinrich. And 12th place with a 371.1, representing Stanford, Gunnar Grubbs. 11th place finisher with a 372.3 from Missouri, Tanner Bronton. 10th place in diving, 376.6, representing Minnesota, Andrew Bennett. Taking 9th place overall, 382.6 from North Carolina, Ciro Mejia. Now please welcome the award ceremony for platform diving. In 8th place with a final score of 363.95, representing Tennessee, Bennett Green. 7th place with a score of 386.4 from Southern California, Laurent Gosselin Paradis. 6th place, 395.85, representing California, Joshua Tai. 5th place with a 398.9, representing Stanford, Misha Andriuk. Finishing in 4th place with his final score of 404.2 from LSU, Carson Paul. 3rd place, 427.25, representing Florida, Jesus Gonzalez. Your runner-up from Purdue with a final score of 451.15, Tyler Wills. Your 2026 NCAA Division I champion of platform diving with a winning score of 465.3, representing Texas A&M, Emilio Trevino. Congratulations to Emilio and all our top performers in platform diving. As we move to the team awards portion, we'll recognize all the scoring teams and then award trophies to our top 4 programs. 41st place with 5 points, Penn State. 40th place, 6 points, IU Indianapolis. 39th place, 9 points, Harvard. 38 points. 38th place, 12 points, Delaware. 37th place, 16 points, Notre Dame. And a three-way tie for 34th place with 17 points, Utah, Yale, and Georgia Tech. Your 33rd place team with 17.5 points, Army. Finishing 32nd with 19 points, Wisconsin. 31st, 22 points, Minnesota. 30th place, 28 points, Texas A&M. 29th place, 32 points, Purdue. 28th place, 32.5 points, Missouri. 27th place, 35 points, Arizona. 26th place, 39 points, Northwestern. 25th place with 40 points, Florida State. And 24th place with 41 points, Alabama. 23rd, 44 points, SMU. 22nd, 45 points, Princeton. 21st, 46 points, Miami. 20th place, 48 points, Pittsburgh. 19th place, 50.5 points, UNC. Your 18th place team with 52 points, Kentucky. 17th place, 55 points, Auburn. 16th place, 61 points, LSU. With 15th place with 64.5 points, Georgia. 14th place, 69 points, University of Southern California. 13th place, 72 points, Ohio State. 12th place, 82 points, Louisville. 11th place, 86 points, Virginia Tech. 10th place, 136 points, Stanford. 9th place, 192 points, Virginia. 8th place, 220 points, Michigan. 7th place, 231 points, California. 6th place, 258.5 points, NC State. Your 5th place team with 272 points, Tennessee. Our team awards will be presented by members of the NCAA Swimming and Diving Committee. The 4th place team award will be presented by Susan Bromberg, head diving coach at the University of Illinois, Chicago. Your 4th place team with a score of 328 points is Arizona State University. Congratulations to the Arizona State University Sun Devils, led by head coach Herbie Bain, associate head coach Derek Schmidt, and diving coach Mark Briggs. Congratulations to your 4th place team, Arizona State. Your third place team award will be presented by Tamber McAllister, head swimming and diving coach at BYU. Your third place team with a score of 351 points is Indiana University. Congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers, led by head coach Ray Luz. Associate head coaches Corey Chitwood and John Long Jr., and diving coach Drew Johansson. Congratulations to your third place team, Indiana University. The second place team award will be presented by Mike Spiegler, Senior Associate Athletics Director, Administration at the University of Florida. Your second place team with a score of 416 points is the University of Florida Gators.
Guys up there.
Congratulations to the Florida Gators, led by head coach Anthony Nesty, associate head coach Whitney Height, diving coach Brian Galoli. Congratulations once again to your second place team, the Florida Gators.
That's all right.
The National Championship Trophy will be presented by Lisa Leota, Deputy Director of Athletics at Canisius University. Your 2026 National Championship team with a winning score of 445.5 is the University of Texas. The Texas Longhorns are led by head coach Bob Bowman, associate head coach Eric Posgay, diving coach Matt Scoggin, assistant coach Trevor Maida, assistant coach of diving Reed Merritt, and director of operations John Alter. Members of your 2026 National Championship Longhorns. In the freshman class, Rafael Fente-Damer, Alexei Glavinsky, Aiden Hammer, and Campbell McKean. From the sophomore class, Luke Forrester, Garrett Gould, Jacob Jones, Cooper Lucas, Savary Mashuk, Kyle Peck, and Jacob Wimberly. From the junior class, Nate German-Prey, Rex Maurer, Will Modglin, Will Schultz, and Camden Taylor. And from the senior class, Nick Harris, Hubert Koch, and Baylor Nelson. Congratulations to all the members of the University of Texas Longhorns as they repeat as your national champions.
National championships. Your philosophy is do your work. How much did these guys embody that this year?
So much. And there's another thing called Texas Fight, and it was on full display today. I couldn't be prouder of these guys.
Matt, over here, what are you most proud of these guys for over this past weekend? 26 points on the board for diving as well.
We are so proud of the swimmers and the divers. The divers had a tough go on the 1 meter day. They shook it off, got 2A finals the next day. Couldn't be more proud.
Bob, anything you want to say to these guys behind you?
Yeah, I love you guys. Let's do another one next year. Let's go.
University of Texas National Champions!
Congratulations to all the 2026 NCAA Division I men's swimming and diving champions. On behalf of the NCAA and the Georgia Institute of Technology, we thank you for your attendance and support of NCAA championships.
Live long day. The eyes of Texas are upon you. You cannot get away. Do not think you can escape them. At night or early in the morn, the eyes of Texas are upon you. Till Gabriel blows his horn. Horn! Horn!
Well, a celebration the Texas Longhorns are used to. Back-to-back national champions 6 times in the last 10 years. The Texas men have reigned supreme in the pools. We thank you for joining us in Atlanta. For more information on all the NCAA championships, go to ncaa.com. And now for Rowdy Gaines, Cynthia Potter, and Elizabeth Beisel, Ted Robinson saying so long from Atlanta, where the Texas Longhorns are the national men's swimming and diving champions. All games airing on the ESPN Network, stream live, and are archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.